everyone, I'm Miss Angela. I'm a children's programmer at the East Regional Library in Destrehan. We're here with another program to go. This week we're going to be doing firework art. So our first project that we're doing, you're going to get your bag and you're going to check in your bag. You're going to have 2 pages of a bridge. So I used one to paint a sample so we could see what it's going to kind of look like. And then I had an extra one that we're going to use to do the picture today. You also have 3 colors of paint, red, white, and blue. You have 3 forks, 1 for each color, so we don't get them all smushy together and messy. And then a paper plate. So what the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to set my paper off to the side for a second. I'm going to get my first color and I'm going to scoop it onto the plate because it's going to be a little bit easier to get your paint onto your fork to be able to make your firework. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that in just a minute. So that kind of will help us. You're going to keep that fork with the color that you just scooped out. I'm going to close up the lid so I don't accidentally spill it. I'm going to get another fork. Scoop out as much of my blue as I can. And this kind of paint really doesn't take a ton to make a big picture. We are going to have to let this project dry a little bit once we're done. All right, so as we're working on this, I just want to remind you our summer reading program is still going on. You can continue to read. You're going to read 360 minutes and you get entered if you keep track of it online, and we can help you do that. You get entered for grand prizes at the end of the summer. So that's a lot of fun. You can read a lot of different things. You can read audiobooks. Mom and dad can read to you. You can read to little brother or little sister, big brother or big sister if they let you. So there's a lot of different ways to get your reading in. So find something that you enjoy and get your reading in. If you read just 6 minutes every day, you're pretty much going to be on track to get your 360 minutes. So it's really not super difficult. You just have to put in a teeny tiny bit of time. So our paint is all ready on the plate. I'm going to take my bridge, and you kind of get to decide where you want all of your fireworks to go. I'm going to start with one of the other colors other than white, just because when I made my sample, I did put a little bit of white first, and it did not show up as well. So we're going to see if on this one, if I'm able to use either the red or the blue first, and we'll see. So you're going to get to paint fireworks like you might see over the Hale Boggs Bridge. So you're going to dip your fork into the paint and you're going to drag it across, and you're going to drag it across in different directions, I should say, instead of different ways. So I did one swiping up, I'm going to do one swiping down, and then I'm going to do one swiping across the middle. He's kind of going to look like this. And they're going to fill in as we do the different colors. So I'm going to start another one with the red. You can put them close to the bridge. You can put them far away from the bridge. You can make big fireworks. You can make teeny tiny fireworks if that's what you wanted to do. On this one, I'm going to add a swipe going down too. And you may need to kind of lay them a little bit because some of the paint gets stuck in the edge of your, in the top of your fork. All right, so that's the start of our ones that start with red. Now I'm going to start some that start with blue, and we're going to see if there's much difference between how they look. And you're going to be able to fill them in how you like. At the end, I'll show you a way that you can add some extra texture to your firework. Okay, so that's one of the start of one of the blue ones. You kind of want to let him hang out so he doesn't drip too much extra paint, because the longer you, the more paint you have, the longer it's going to take for your firework to dry. I'm going to kind of try to make a tinier firework at the bottom, toward the bottom of the bridge. And we'll see how these ones turn out, because you know there are different types of fireworks. They have some of the ones that are the big pretty explosions, and then you have ones that are just like the little twinkles throughout the sky. So it's really all the ways that you want to do it. Also, it's a good idea to do the white last, because you can try to make sure that you don't mix up too much of the white with the red and the blue. All right, so now I'm taking some red and I'm putting it on the blue, and I'm going to show you kind of how that ends up looking. So that's how it looks when you start adding the blue to the red, or the red to the blue. I started with the blue based one. Now I'm going to take, well, let's go ahead and finish with the red. And it's going to get a little bit of blue paint into your red, but we gave a lot of paint, so hopefully it's not going to cause too much of an issue. Now I like the fireworks that you kind of drag as I'm looking at the blobs, but everybody has a different thing that they like about art. So it's awesome that you are the artist and you get to choose exactly how you would like it to look. That's the fun thing about art, is everybody likes different things. And I'm just kind of taking the paint like we did with the beginning, swiping them in different directions, trying to get them to kind of spread out just a little bit. And also, the more the paint is spread out, the quicker it will dry. All right. So then this is what they're starting to look like. And then I'm just going to go in and lay on some pieces of white around. So when I say like lay on the pieces, I'm going to make sure I get the back of my fork really, really painted. I'm kind of try to show what it looks like. So then you can kind of see the white, how the white is bursting through a little bit, like maybe how the light might be bursting through on the actual firework. We're going to do the same thing on each of the fireworks. And you can kind of also take the different, lay your fork down in different directions around and get those prongs making different directions for your firework. Like, because the firework kind of bursts out from the middle. Just a couple more strokes on each of the fireworks, and then I think my fireworks will almost be done. And you can put as many fireworks as you want. If you want to put a lot of fireworks, you can. If you want to put just, you know, one or two, it's up to you. Because remember, sometimes before the big finale at the 4th of July celebration, it takes a little minute for them to get to the finale. All right. So these are my fireworks. The ones at the bottom kind of look like they almost got stuck in a picture where they kind of were in like the middle of bursting, which kind of looks a little cool. So that's the basics of what you're going to need to know to make your firework painting. So then we just wait for it to dry. The paper might get a little bit crinkly, but you're going to see all the different ways that you can use the strokes to make everything. That is our firework painting. Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our firework art. If you already done our firework painting over the Luling Bridge, you can get ready for our second part. So in your bag, you should still have left, and I forgot to introduce myself. I'm so silly. I'm Miss Angela from the East Regional Library. I'm a children's programmer. So you may be seeing me around throughout the summer. If you haven't already seen one of my programs, we're gonna get started. In your bag, what you should have is a plastic jar. You're going to have a portion cup that has oil and some paint, a popsicle stick, and then if we don't have it in the bag, you may need something solid white, like a piece of paper that may help you be able to see a little bit better our experiment. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up your jar. You're going to fill it about 3/4 of the way with water. I'm going to set it to the front. You're going to open up your thing of oil and paint. You're going to stir it around. And yours may have different colors than I have, but you're going to stir it around. And you're going to see little pieces. You don't want to stir too much, just because it's going to not make as big a firework. And then you're going to slowly pour into your jar. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, took it out. So it's going to take a little second for it to start, but eventually and I'm going to come see, you're going to see that your paint is going to start to fall through the water and make it look kind of like fireworks. So what happens is the paint that's in the water, the paint that's in the oil is water-based, and so it wants to get back to the water. It wants to separate from the oil, just like the oil wanted to come to the top of the water. So the water is going to sink through, and now you can kind of see he's got his parts coming through. Now mine looks like it only has the green and the blue. Mine kind of mixed up a little bit more, but some should have pink and the bright green. So now you kind of see it's starting to fall through. And it kind of looks almost like after the 4th of July when it's all smoky outside after everybody's been blowing off their fireworks. Let's see. And it's going to keep going until all the paint has gotten into the water. So I can see big pieces of paint dropping. It's kind of going to look the same. But yeah, you can see there are bigger chunks, and you want the pieces to be able to separate. So you want them kind of mixed a little bit within the oil, which is why we use the popsicle stick to get it going. And at this point, it's so foggy, I'm not sure we can really see that much extra, but I do see some pieces falling, and you'll be able to get up closer to it when you're at your house doing the project. But yes, so because the water and the oil want to separate, the water of the paint, it goes back into it and then it drops through the water and makes it look like a firework. Right? So I'm going to move this off to the side real quick. All right, and we don't want you to forget that we do have our summer reading program going on. You have to read 360 minutes, and then you are entered for the grand prizes. Keep up with our programs to go. We have so many different things going on for children, adults, and teens. So keep coming to see us. we enjoy having y'all back, and we hope y'all have a great rest of the summer, and we'll see you soon. Bye.